actually going through the work is finished. Right. Now here I'll do great. This is the this is the wisdom. So this is the it's called the benefit of practicing aspire or wishing to reach the mind. I'll do great fruit occur in cycle of existence from the mind that aspire to awaken and uninterrupted follow or merit does not ensue as it does with the venturing mind. So it means so this verse is Shantideva is talking about the benefit of wishing aspire bodhicitta mind. So aspire bodhicitta mind is just like remember last we talked about it's kind of like prayer, praying, wishing, like prayer. So wishing from your heart or being liberate from the suffering and lead them to the ultimate lasting joy, happiness. So there's prayer, it's not wishing, it's just like prayer, So this is, even we practice this aspire bodhicitta and you are remaining in the cycle of existence, it will bring you great amount of merit, no question, just wishing, and wishing is kind of like prayer, and you wish all beings to liberate from the pain and suffering, and you thinking lead them to not temporary peace and joy, but you want to lead them to the ultimate lasting peace, happiness, which is liberation. Also, liberation, there are two categories of liberation. We're not talking about the Hinayana liberation. So Hinayana liberation is oneself liberate from the cycle of existence. But Mahayana liberation is not only oneself, but first you try to increase your bodhicitta, and then you want to liberate all the beings from the pain and suffering. In order to do this, then you need to achieve your own liberation, enlightenment. So this is talking about, but it is not like venturing bodhicitta mind is even more merit, just this. And for those who have perfectly seized the mind with the thought never to turn away from the totally liberating, the infinite form of life, from that time hence, even while asleep or unconcerned, a force of merit equal to sky will perpetually ensue. So this is the benefit of now. This is the benefit of practicing venturing or engaging bodhicitta mind is more. If you practice wishing bodhicitta mind, but your merit is not like continuation, But when you practice and develop engaging bodhicitta mind, then its merit can fill whole space, and your merit is continuation. Even you are sleeping, even you are, talking, even you are eating, all merit, because once you engage with the venturing or engaging bodhicitta mind, so it's you are not just wishing, but you are actually taking responsibility and engaging with these six perfections, and also you are also taking Bodhisattva vows, precept, and things like that. And so the merit is much more effective than the wishing bodhicitta mind, because cannot calculate the merit, can like feel all the speed. So this is the we need to discuss about this topic. And so last week we discussed about the precept of bodhicitta mind, right? So what to do, who. Now, so we already finished the precept, and now is to maintain your bodhicitta mind now. So maintaining your bodhicitta mind. So therefore, so this will go with this wishing bodhicitta mind first. So it means protecting what you have obtained from the degenerating, which means so we have two categories. Training in the precept that cause you not to weaken your bodhicitta mind in this lifetime. And second is training in the precept that can cause you not to separate from bodhicitta mind in the future life as well. So there's two categories. So to maintain your bodhicitta mind this lifetime, to maintain your bodhicitta mind future lifetime as well as. So there are two points, right? Training in the precept that cause you not to weaken your bodhicitta mind, and the training in the precept that cause you not to separate from the bodhicitta mind in future lifetime as well as. Now, training in the precept that cause you not to weaken your bodhicitta mind in this lifetime. Right? We have A, B, C, D. Okay. Number A is training in the precept to recall the benefit of bodhicitta mind in order to increase the strength of your enthusiasm for it. Number 8. B is training in the precept to generate bodhicitta mind 6 times each day in order to increase actual bodhicitta mind. 3 times morning, you are repeating the words of the bodhicitta mind, 3 times morning, 3 times night, to refresh your mind. So this number 2 is the A, B, or B. C is the training in the precept not to mentally abandon the living being for whose sake you develop bodhicitta mind. D is the training in the precept to accumulate the collection of merit and sublime wisdom. So for A, B, C, D, right? The training in the precept, number A is the training in the precept to recall the benefit of bodhicitta mind in order to increase the strength of your enthusiasm for it. So let me explain this one. It means first, because in order to, we already study about precept, right? Precept. So precept will describe what should do, what should not do. This is the purpose of precept. So precept will explain, what should you do, what should not do, what should you abandon, what should you adopt it. So if you understand the precept, then it will bring you some joy, joy. So in your joy coming from the seeing the benefit of the wishing bodhicitta mind, even wishing bodhicitta mind. So therefore, in addition, we can repeat the precept words. This is Sangye Chodala, I take which Buddha Dhamma Sangha 3 times morning, 3 times evening will refresh your mind. And also another method is not forgetting or abandoning the sentient beings, because the purpose of practicing bodhicitta mind is liberate sentient beings from the pain and suffering, isn't it? So this is the purpose of practicing Bodhisattva. So it means if you understand the precept, will tell you what should do, what should not do. This will bring you joy to increase your Bodhisattva mind. And then you recite this, repeat this prayer 3 times morning, 3 times evening. You will refresh your mind. And then another word is you're not forgetting sentient beings. To maintain your Bodhisattva mind, you should not forget the sentient being. But if you do not develop kind of like sympathy for others, sympathy or the spontaneous compassion for others, but we should keep going, practicing, because what we need is, if we are not developing sympathy, compassion for others, that means we have not enough fortune, Here we have fortune is talking about the merit, accumulate merit, merit. So to accumulate merit, we can see the reality. So therefore, what we have to do is, we have to do practicing, practicing. Last week we talked about making offering, offering with a sincere motivation, pure motivation. And I forgot, when you make offering, you bless the offering, okay? Blessing offering, right? And offering become very extensive offering if you bless. So we have called generally speaking, it's called mantra. It's the cloud offering mantra, Tibetan called the Gunsam Choting, cloud offering mantra. So you will repeat this 3 times when you make offering, whatever, offering bowl or whatever, to recite this cloud offering mantra. Do you know the cloud offering mantra? Om Nam Bangavade, Vedasara Tamadane, Tadakhadaya Arahade Samya Sambudaya, Tada Om Bende Bende Ma Tida Bende, Ma Bia Bende, Ma Bodhisattva Bende, Ma Bodhi Bende Father. Tamana, Vedasara Kam Avara the Bishidan, Bende Soha. So many Lama, when they are blessing, with this, repeat this mantra 3 times, or you can repeat Oma, Oma, Oma 3 times. Just one. So you can bless the mantra, blessing the offering become very extensive offering, and then you can obeisance to the holy objects, giving. So you can do this kind of things, isn't it? So when we do this, then we will accumulate the fortune merit. When we accumulate the merit, then we see very clear understanding of the practicing Bodhisattva mind. Clear understanding of the Bodhisattva mind. Then when you practice Bodhisattva mind, then not difficult, clear understand. Just like enjoying, practicing. You take the task difficult or not difficult, because you see the benefit. Just like the business people, take the task and sacrificing many difficulties, but keep doing, because they see the profit, they see the benefit. So similarly, so therefore, first what we have to do is, Shantideva said, we have to refresh our mind. In order to refresh our mind, we have to read the holy beings' biography, like Atisha, how they practice Bodhisattva mind, Shantidevas, and many great masters, including, we can, good example is His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and great master like so, and this will refresh your mind, refresh your mind, and then we have to it is very difficult practice. Because of this, we have to use the analogy, some example analogy. There are many Buddha use many analogies in the sutra, it's sutra. The sutra called a ray of stock sutra. We'll give Buddha 120 examples of the Bodhisattva. 22 examples we already discussed about. Remember, I have the 22 examples of Bodhisattva mind according to the ornament of clear realization. But the Buddha said, first you use the analogy. So analogy, there are many analogies. First, you can use the seed. If you have seed, and seed will grow, right? Seed will grow, and then good seed will grow, and then eventually leaves, flowers, and fruits, and you will harvest the seed, isn't it? So good seed. So in order to do this, you need, depends on the good soil, But everything depends on the soil. With good soil, and then you plant the good seed, and then good fruit will result with good fruit, and then you will harvest the fruit, and you will enjoy fruit, right? So similarly, the bodhicitta mind is just like this aspiring bodhicitta mind seed of everything, seed of. So from the aspiring bodhicitta mind, then this seed will grow, strengthen, and then accumulate the merit, and path of accumulation, then path of preparation, path of seeing, meditation, no more learning it. See, just like that, isn't it? So this is the benefit of the, what do we call the increased strength of your enthusiasm first. And here, very good Indian master, this asanka give the agriculture analogy for love, aspire or wishing to the agriculture analogy. So he said, when we develop genuine wishing or bodhicitta mind, will bring two immeasurable benefit, two immeasurable benefit. Number one immeasurable benefit is you will become the object of merit field. So you become the object of merit field, and then this will cause other to create the merit. So this is number one, isn't it? If you develop genuine aspiring bodhicitta mind, you will get two immeasurable benefits. Number one immeasurable benefit is you will become the object of merit field. So when you become the object of merit field, then other people will create the merit through that way. Other people, you have power to create other people's merit. For example, like we used to, bodhicitta is very power, power, right? Power. If you give bodhicitta mind is kind of like intention. This bodhicitta wishing, prayer, sincere intention, isn't it? So it's like in the if you give some cookies, right, or the fruit to the animals or the dogs, no question you will correct the merit, isn't it? Of course you correct the merit. Now if you give cookies, same cookie, and the fruit, give to the human beings, right? People who are very desperate to, have backup or the sick, you call huge amount of merit, right? No question, right? Cookie, same cookie, right? So if you offer cookie to the Bodhisattvas, right? Same cookie, and the fruit, you create immeasurable merit. Same cookie, but the, different, completely different. Cookie is same, but the different you offering, like, because more you more kind to you, you offer, you get more merit, isn't it? So this is the what immeasurable benefit. So this is one benefit, right? Bodhicitta. When you practice bodhicitta, you get immeasurable benefit. So this is number one, isn't it? And the bodhicitta power, like in India, there is story in the sutra, in the forest, entire forest is catch by the fire, right? And there's a bird, develop bodhicitta and compassion. So bird flew close to the lake, and so he dipped his wing to the water and come water, and then flew over the fire, and flapped his wing and dropped the water, and it is said entire fire distinguished with this powerful motivation, something like that, isn't it? So it's just like bodhicitta is wishing, but prayer, prayer is very incredible, you get incredible merit. So this is second is merit is when you practice bodhicitta, right? This we're not talking about this venturing, engaging. We are talking about the wishing bodhicitta. Okay. Second immeasurable benefit is when you develop genuine wishing bodhicitta, it will give you protection. It's best protection. It will protect from you harming from the human beings, animals, and invisible spirits. They will not harm you because you suppress the afflictive emotions, anger, and develop compassion and altruistic mind. And then all these spirit and deities can protect you. They will not harm you. This because you are all these beings you put into your practice, you put into your meditation practice. You are praying for him. We're praying for this non-visible spirit. Praying for all these beings, and there's no room for harm. You know what I mean? And one time in Tibet, so one spirit tried to harm the practitioner, one who is meditating on the bodhicitta mind. And then so other spirits talking to this spirit says, you can't harm this person. And he says, why? Because he put you into your practice meditation. You're in his meditation, how can you harm this person, So it's not just like that, isn't it? So when we practice, so this is the Asanka said, when we develop genuine wishing bodhicitta, we will develop get two immeasurable benefit. So this is a two immeasurable benefit. And also, just practicing this wishing bodhicitta mind, isn't it? This aspire or wishing bodhicitta mind will help you to common benefit for you. Common benefit means they're doing reciting mantras, saying prayers, and with the sincere motivation, intention, you can help others, sick people or people who are suffering. You can make prayers and offering. You're not expecting anything, mind is not it is dominated by this inwardly dharma. You really want help, right? And this, with this sincere motivation, you can help these sick people and reciting prayers, animals, whatever, they can get the merit, right? And if you are with this sincere motivation, if sick people, you recite the mantra, right? With sincere motivation, and put these sick people in your meditation object, and you repeat mantra or prayer 3 times, you know what happened? This sick person plant a seed. This seed is just like what we're talking about. You harvest the grain and put grain into the storage house. You store this seed. So he or she will plant the seed. So this seed there. So therefore, there are many benefits in just practicing this wishing Bodhisattva mind, isn't it? Bodhisattva. And also it will help you to natural disaster, With natural disaster, because spirits are unhappy, then natural disaster, So when you practice Bodhisattva mind, the person who have Bodhisattva mind, and this person go everywhere, this become holy place. They bless the place, bless the environmental, and all natural disaster, sickness, and all this can help with this. So even just practicing wishing Bodhisattva mind, huge amount of merit in it. It is said that merit, we are creating merit. If the merit is physical, just wishing all beings, if the merit is physical, it will not fill in the world. Like this. If the merit is physical mass, it will not fill in the world, because it will fill all the space. Because you are practicing putting all these beings into your meditation object, infinite, right? So it is said in the sutra, right? Sutra, Buddha said that if the merit of the bodhicitta, bodhicitta had a physical mass, they would fill all the space, and there will be more left over, not enough, It's kind of like power like this. Someone may offer all the, Buddha fields, filled with many precious jewels, As there are grains and sand along the Ganges rivers, in the Indian Ganga river, to the savior of the world, but superior to that offering is putting your palm together, wanting to attain enlightenment to save others. This is not limit to the merit in this. So if the merit is physical, will not fit. This. So even just practicing, this aspire Bodhicitta mind will get huge amount of merit. So here, this is number one. Isn't number one? A. This is the what we are talking about. So if you repeat 3 times morning, this 3 times night, this will remind you, remind your mind, Remind your mind means refresh your mind. How important you need to practice Bodhicitta mind. So this is like when Atisha, went to Bodh Gaya, right? Bodh Gaya. So Bodh Gaya. And he saw many visions of the, like statue inside his stupa. Statues are rising, And the big statue asking small statue, what's the best way to achieve enlightenment? And the small statue reply, Bodhicitta. So then he went up outside the temple in Budgaya. And there's one, the younger woman asking elder woman, what's the best way to achieve enlightenment? Then answer replied, Bodhicitta mind. Bodhicitta mind. This is why, and Atisha always asks when he came to Tibet in 11th century, right? So he always asks anybody who he greeting, he asks, do you have good heart all the time? He is not asking how are you, how's your life going, not like that, He just asks one question for the Tibetan, do you have good heart today? That's all he is asking. And Atisha is not asking how's your life going or how's your health, not asking any question like that. So that means his main practice is good heart. A main practice is this wishing or the Bodhicitta mind. So so when we repeat these words just 3 times morning, 3 times night time, this will refresh your mind. Okay. So this number B is the number B have two categories. Not giving up your developing of aspirational Bodhicitta mind, and the second is the training to increase aspirational Bodhicitta mind. So number B make 2 categories, right? Not giving up your developing aspirational Bodhicitta mind, and the second is training to increase aspirational Bodhicitta mind. Then C is training in the precept not to mentally abandon the living beings for whose sake you develop Bodhicitta mind. Then this one. And then training in the D is training in the precept to accumulate the collection of merit and to supplant wisdom, isn't it? So this goes with. And now here, number 2, right? Number 2 here coming, we have training in the precept that causes you not to separate from Bodhicitta mind in the future lifetime, right? These have A, B, right? A and B. Training in the precept to eliminate the 4 black practices that weaken Bodhicitta mind. B is the training in the precept to adopt the 4 white practices that keep Bodhicitta mind. Okay, so training in the precept, not separating Bodhicitta mind in the future, number A and B, right? A is training in the precept to eliminate 4 black practices that weaken the Bodhicitta mind, and the training in the precept to adopt the 4 white practices that keep maintaining your Bodhicitta mind from weakening. And then we have C, method to restore Bodhicitta mind if it does not degenerate. So these are the topics we will discuss. Okay. So today we finished discussion about that. So we have this one, right? Training in the precept that cause you not to weaken your Bodhicitta mind in this lifetime. A, training in the precept to recall the benefit of the Bodhicitta mind in order to increase the strength of your enthusiasm for it. We finished this one, right? Then training in the precept to generate Bodhicitta mind 6 times each day in order to increase actual Bodhicitta mind. A, 2 categories, right? Not giving up your developing of aspirational Bodhicitta mind, and training to increase aspirational Bodhicitta mind. So these 2. So we will discuss this next week. So